Howdy folks, welcome back to Hillbilly Engineering. So I'm here with my new knife, the Cold Steel AD10. One of the last ones in Australia before Cold Steel sold to a big outdoor company, so you never know. Don't know what's going to change. So anyway, moving right on to the clip, which everyone seems to hate. I was having a quick look at this and I thought, should be a pretty simple fix. Obviously the problem is too much sticking out of your pocket because of the way the clip's designed. It's not a deep carry and it's so thick you literally are struggling to get your hem of your pant pocket in there and get it off. It's crazy strong, so it's just begging to be modified. And instead of spending, you know, whatever, 30 bucks on a clip and waiting, because I think Pop's clips are shut at the moment in America, I'm just going to use the other clip that come with it. The clip they give you to go on the other side of the knife, if you want to do left-hand clip it, is in reverse. So I'm just going to mount it upside down, cut away that area in green that is going to then remove the obstruction from the hole in the end piece there, and then reshape it over to form a deep carry clip with the clip that come with it. So buckle up, let's go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the material on the right hand side of the green line, make it easy to work with as well, easy to fold and shape. So I'll just get onto the linear and the bench grinder and I'll get that done and we'll come back. Okay folks, so as you can see here, I've removed all that extra material because it used to look, you know, that fat. Now it's quite thin and it's perfect shape, of course, because it's the original holes. So now it'd normally get mounted like that on the opposite side from factory position. But obviously we're going to mount it upside down and then put a fold where I'm pinching to turn it into a deep carry clip. So it did get very hot during that process, but that'll all clean up when all the discoloration. But keep in mind when you're doing it, wear good gloves because that's going to get hot. Also too, another thing to keep in mind, but when you do remove your clip, these screws are a little bit too long to be buried all the way back in without a clip fitted. So don't go damaging your knife or your screws putting those screws back in with your clip removed. Just a little side note. Alright, so I'll go ahead and set this up for a bend and position the camera so you can see it in action, and hopefully we'll get a nice bend out of that and we're in business. Rightio, so just mocking up the fit. Obviously holes fit perfectly there before I do the bend, and looking where I want to place that bend exactly to create the right depth of carry in my pocket. So we'll work on that, because the first thing I noticed, obviously, when I mounted it there, you can see that it doesn't sit flat because this first bend is a little too steep and it makes contact here. So first thing we're going to do is flatten this bend some, and then once we've got this plate sitting nice on the knife, we'll look at our complete reverse bend to make the clip work for us. So we'll have a quick look at that. Oh yeah, so no rocket science here, trying to keep it simple, simple tools. Placed in the vise with the aluminium jaws to protect the stainless. I'm planning on folding it on the existing fold line that's actually on a slight angle, which keeps it on the right angle to the knife orientation. So you can see there it's on that slight lean. So I'm basically just going to hold this steel round bar I have here in tight and give that a nice tap to try and form that radius. So we'll see how that works out. Alrighty, so that bent over nicely. So I'll pull that out, have a bit of a look and work out what the next bend is going to look like. Rightio, so I've mounted it back on the knife to have a look. You can see our lay there is quite good. It's nice and flat, good there. We've started this radius here to bring it round. So really, I just want to keep that bend going. I won't do it on the knife, just mocking it up. You don't want to damage the thread of the screws in the G10 of the aluminium. So I'll keep going with that bend where it's happening there in this radius, and hopefully we'll get it to the right spot. Rightio folks, you can see here I've got the new clip fitted and works really well. You can see in the photos how low it sits in my pocket. One thing I'll probably do is close up the clearance on the knife a little. It does fit over the hem of my pants well, but I think if it was compressed in a little bit more, might be better. Don't want to overdo it just yet. When I was cold rolling this bend, I noticed a little crack on the edge, so I tigged that up. So lesson to be learned there, probably need to use some heat to help that bend happen naturally without the cracking. Keep a good radius, don't try and bend it too sharp, and yeah, if in doubt, give it some strength with a little TIG weld there. Most arc welders these days come with scratch TIGs as well. You don't need expensive equipment if you did want to do that, and you don't really need a rod. You can just use the parent metal to weld, but yeah, a little bit of rod to add some extra metal there will help with the strength. But hopefully you get away with not needing that if you roll it over better than I did, and using a bit of heat to make that happen more naturally for the steel. Alrighty, but I'm pretty happy with it. Sits well and costs nothing, just a bit of tinkering. So good luck with yours.